Sarah here, welcome back to my channel. This video is an idea, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I thought I'd give it a go. I saw on Reddit, I think it was on the fountain pen thread or possibly the handwriting thread, someone was they put up their handwriting in a couple different pens and they were just asking for some advice. Hey guys, what do you think of my handwriting? And I thought it could actually just be kind of a fun, chatty video to do. And I am going to use a mixture of my currently inked pens and then my other pens, kind of just do like a lucky dip. I actually have quite a small pen collection, so depending on time, I'll see if I can go through them. But I thought at the end, I would say kind of which pen and which ink I think suit my handwriting the most. And I would love for you to comment as well. And then, I don't know, if you like it, maybe you could do it too. You know, maybe we choose 10 pens and go through them and see. It could also turn out to be really boring and lame, but hopefully not. So what I'm going to do is, if we go for 10 pens, I'm going to kind of close my eyes. I've got my pens to the side here and just do a lucky dip. For pens that are in my currently inked, I'm just going to use the ink that's in there. And for pens that aren't, I will also close my eyes and randomly pick out a sample. I'm not going to use bottled ink. I'm just going to do samples just to try and make it a little bit easier. All right, let's go. What you can't see is me closing my eyes and fumbling around. All right, so the first pen I picked is a Twisbee Eco and it has Robert Oster Midnight Sapphire in there. Hopefully I can zoom in a bit, and I'm going to try and write neatly, so, you know, it'll be not my, quick note-taking handwriting, but when I'm actually trying to write neatly. And the idea being that I write, obviously not the exact same sentence because the different pens and different inks, but in the same format to kind of see. Now, the first thing that I'll say is I always feel that writing not in cursive is neater for me, but then it makes me write slower, and then I get annoyed at the end and start joining a few little things. I like this pen. The ink is nothing special to me. I'm trying to do all blues this month. This isn't one that really sings to me much at all. It's not the wettest ink, so it does feel a touch dry in this pen, but all in all, it's okay. All right, lucky dip number 2. Ooh, I haven't used this in ages and I want to ink it up again. This is a Platinum Preppy. I think it's a fine nib. It's got the 03. I actually haven't used this in ages. I love this pen. It's cheap, but I actually think it's an awesome writer. All right, so now what I'm going to do is close my eyes. Too bad this is a visual medium, hey? Here you go, can you hear it? All right, this one. I picked Colorverse Matter. So I'll just put that in my little thing. So let's do a dip and see. And I'll try and write and talk at the same time because I was silent with that one and that's boring. It'd be good if I could dip it in properly, wouldn't it? I have used some of this sample, so I don't know if there's much left in there. This. It's very light in this pen. I think it might be fine. I'll put in brackets. I know I said that I'm going to try and write neatly, and I am trying. But this is also, oh, there's my dishwasher, probably a truer representation of my type of writing. All right, that is dried really lightly, but I do really like the pen. You can see little bits of shading in there, which is kind of cool. All right, 2 down, 8 to go. Closing my eyes. Oh, it's a Caveco. I just don't know which one. Green, so it's a fine nib in there. So this is my Caveco. It's a classic sport, the green one with the gold trims. It's a fine nib. Neither of my Cavecos are actually inked up this month, so let's put that one there. I'll tangent for a second. This is my other Caveco. I got the calligraphy set, and I've actually tried using this on the last couple months, and the inks I've had in it, the first time I ever inked it up, loved it, and the inks I've had in it the last 2 times I just really haven't enjoyed. So I'm going to put it to the side for a little bit, maybe next month ink this one up because I haven't in a while, and just work out and find my way back to this because I had such a great experience the first time. Anyway, closing my eyes. Ooh. Oh, it's going to match. How lucky is that? This is Birmingham Pen Company Juniper. Oh my God, as I was doing it, I was like, oh my God, could you imagine if I get a clashing color? I'm going to have issues. And then I pick one that match. And I didn't cheat, by the way. I literally was closing my eyes. So let's use that in. Let's write this one. I really like this pen. I know that some people struggle with the Caveco nibs. This is a fine nib, and it is really smooth. I haven't had to do anything to it at all. So I guess I've been lucky in that sense, but I do know that some people really struggle, which is a pity. I guess you'd think that a pen company of this size would have a little bit more consistency, but I guess that it's not the case. And that is such a cool green, dark green ink, which I can't wait to get into a pen. It's a different green to that, but I think that could be a nice match. I think over time, I think I would love Cavecos to be a set, like one that I could have in every nib size. I really like using them as pens. So that's, I guess, like a long-term goal. A few people people seem to really love the double broad in the Caveco Sport. So I have, I guess, the 1.1 stub and up with the calligraphy set, and then the fine nib. So a few more to go, but that is, I guess, a long-term goal of mine. I also really like the Caveco, elbowing myself and the camera, the Caveco student pens. There's one in, I think, the green that's really nice, and there's something about the brown one as well. But they are a little bit more expensive, but I would love to get one of those one day. All right, 3 down. Closing my eyes. Oh, I'm not loving this pen at the moment. This is Pen BBS 308. This is inked with Robert Oster Blue Black. I actually just filmed like an update video on this that hopefully I can edit and get out soon. This nib, I'm just not loving. It dries out really quickly. Like if I pause mid-sentence and then it'll hard start. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in this pen, but I guess you live and you learn. I haven't tuned it or anything. I really don't know how to fix that drying out issue. But I guess I had higher hopes and that hasn't happened. I'm just writing on an angle. Sorry, that would have been really annoying. So there you go. So I had that open, what, for like 10 seconds, and it's this. Hard started. I should finish the sentence. It's got a, sorry, I should have said it's got a fine nib on this one. I can't believe I messed up there. Which is okay, but it's not that it's scratchy. It just kind of drags a little bit across the page. Okay, so this is the Jinhao 82. I think this color is called Sky Blue or Light Blue, Sky Blue, and it's another fine nib. Probably seeing that I kind of like fine nibs. This isn't inked, so that means we get to choose another one. I actually really like this pen. I got this and this one at the same time. This one wrote straight out of the box. This one I had to play with a little bit, but now it does write. But anyway, let's do this one first. Ooh, I got a small one. This is Lamy Dark Lilac. These ones I find a little bit hard to put in my little cat ink holder, but we'll see how we go. As a side note, how awesome was watching Simone and Leanne Lax having a chat, and just, I get it, definitely nerve-wracking to like put your face out there, but it was awesome. It was so great to see them, and I mean, we always hear them talk, but actually see them talk and listen to their journey with fountain pens. I thought it was really, really awesome. So, and this ink was sent to me, this ink sample, sorry, by a very awesome pen friend, because it is a limited edition and it's got a bit of a cult following, this, and she sent me a sample, which is pretty cool. I find that this pen just writes so smoothly. I really, really like it. I think this is also a wetter ink, but this pen I'm just really, really impressed with. I actually think I like this one more than the Jinhao 80. Comparing them, I think I do enjoy this writing experience more. I don't know if we're going to get any of the gold sheen up on this paper. I should have said at the beginning, this is a Clairefontaine notebook, the cloth bound ones, which I don't think it's just a fancy title, it's just a lined notebook. I'm just going to clean this off a bit, and I think that takes us to halfway there. I was wondering, I mean, people might think this is totally lame, but if anyone ever wanted to do this as well, and so we can all like see it, I was trying to work out like a hashtag, and I didn't know if like hashtag this is my handwriting is naff or not. Is naff just a Sydney word? So I'm from Melbourne, but I actually lived in Sydney for 10 years, and I never heard this word in Melbourne, but in Sydney, like if something was like lame or like not cool, people would go, oh, that's naff. And yeah, I actually don't know where it originates, but I could have just used a word that no one understands. I actually don't even know if it's offensive. It wasn't ever said as like a swear word. It was just like, no man, that's naff. You're lame. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, if this video is lame or not. Maybe my explanations are. Okay, halfway there. And my water is now a really beautiful magenta. All right, just making a line of pens. Ooh, I know what this one is. Exciting. This is my first bespoke pen. I'm not sure if I think the video will be out by the time I put this up, but if not, there's a video coming pretty soon. This is a Pens by Casey pen. It's a hybrid Ghost Burl. It's so pretty. And it has a Yovo, you guessed it, fine nib. Maybe I should like cheat a little bit and pick some pens that don't have fine nibs. This pen is not inked, which means we get to do another lucky dip. That is empty, so I'm not going to do that one. Ooh, I actually haven't tried this yet. Diamine Sunset Might Clash. Looks like a really nice, like deep orange in there. Now I need to think about what format I want to write this in. I'm just going to move that up so it's in frame. Oh, that has some old ink in it. Oh, I did. Sorry. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. I really hope I didn't mess up that sample. When I filmed this video, I dipped it to write and it was in Diamine Twilight. And I forgot that I hadn't cleaned it, and then I've just dipped it into this. So I've cleaned it now. I'm hoping it's okay, and I'm really hoping I didn't mess up that sample, but that's what that line there is. Sorry about that. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a Sarah video if there weren't a few mistakes along the way. What I was saying, I need to work out how I want to write this. Pens by Casey. I'll say hybrid with I don't know why I wrote number 6. I didn't write sizes for any of the other ones. I don't know if this stuff annoys you guys as much as it annoys me, but it does. I'm a little bit type A, and by a little bit I mean a lot. I am noticing a little bit sunset, sunshine. Wouldn't be sunshine. A little bit of skipping when I was writing there, but I am aware that I did just dip it. So I don't want to pass too much judgment on it. I also am aware that I could have really messed up that sample and that this might not be a true reflection of the color, but I kind of dig it. It's like a really dark browny orange, which is kind of nice. Oh, I didn't mean to drop something. What did I drop? What's that? Ah, cool. This is my Moonman A1. Is not in properly. I just cleaned this, so why aren't you working? All right, I'm back, and I just learned that you actually need to have the cartridge in for this to secure properly and then go out all the way. I just cleaned it. That's why it wasn't in, so I've just popped it back in. So this bit that I guess covers the cartridge isn't enough. You need it in, and then you're fine. So, because I just washed it, it's obviously not inked with anything. It might be still a touch wet, but let's go with it. This is my Moonman A1 with an extra fine nib, matte black with the clip. I love this pen so much. I think this is going to be the pen I take to work with me as my everyday writer. I feel like it's at the right crossroads of price point, but also really nice writing experience. So let's do another lucky dip. What's that one? This is Sailor Yoy. I literally just had this pen inked up in it. So I'm going to break my own rule and I'm going to choose another one because I literally just cleaned Sailor Yoy out of it. Let's try and find something exciting. Sailor Yoy is awesome, by the way. Oh, this is that crazy red, I think. This is Yun Jing Tang Tao Ji, I think is, I mean, I'm not pronouncing it right at all. That was not to throw any shade on Sailor Yoy. I love Sailor Yoy, but I just that's just what's been in there. This, from memory, is like a crazy punchy red. And this sample was given to me as part of my Aussie ink swap from the very awesome Deb. Oh no, this isn't the punchy one. This is the kind of, yeah, less saturated one. This was a really interesting ink. So this is it's just, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. It's just such a smooth writer. I really, really like this pen. I remember thinking, that's right, it's all coming back to me. I remember thinking when I opened the vial that this was going to be like this really punchy red, because I'll show you in a second. You look at it and I don't know, for some reason I thought in the vial it looked quite saturated. If you can see that, maybe the cap would be a bit better. And then you swatch it and it's kind of really nice. I'm not necessarily drawn to it. Like when I like writing with reds, I kind of like more like an oxblood, like something that could be red but could also be black. But there is something about that, like the mutedness of that, which I kind of like. So that is the Moon Man with that ink. I'll just clean that off a little bit, but I really do like this pen. It's one of my favorites, and definitely one I'm gonna take to work with me. Oh, it's a Lamy, but I have two. I don't know what it is. Lamy Safari. I think this is the medium. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. Medium nib. Lamy Safari medium nib. It's obviously, hello, not inked, which means we get to do another lucky dip. Ooh, Birmingham Pen Company Banana Slug. This is going to clash a little bit, but this is a pretty cool ink. There's a hint. I think it's weird. I think I prefer writing. I think fines are what I really like, but when you go thicker, I actually think I prefer the stub over the medium, especially when writing on grid paper. I think maybe the medium, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to work as nicely as a stub nib. That's just been my experience so far, but I really haven't ventured out. I think this is the only medium nib that I have. So maybe it's worth trying like a Preppy and a medium, or a Twisbee maybe. But yeah, that's just been my experience so far. But these are, or I was changing my train of thought. Maybe it's also about trying a medium in like an Asian branded pen, because it is going to maybe be on the finer side, whereas, this one is going that broader line width. This is but how cool is that ink? I want to one day do a whole month of currently inked just based on really funny, cool, fantastic ink names. Like the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, purely judge an ink by its name, to create an ink rotation. I thought maybe that could be fun. It is inked with, I can see that you get more of the characteristics of the ink, but I just don't know if my writing feels messier with it. But look, you're getting some really cool shading. But yeah, maybe it's just the Lamy. Like, I would love to try a Sailor medium fine one day. I don't have a Sailor pen yet, but I would really like that, to get one. But just when I, like in my journal, when I write a page, for example, with a medium nib, it just feels a bit messier and like heavier to me. Maybe that's a good descriptive word. All right, 2 more to go. I'm making a pile of pens over there and I'm running out. Whoopsie doopsie. Running out of room. Oh, I picked up 2. Maybe these can just be my last 2. Okay, let's do this one first and then we'll do this one. So 2 Cavecos, and chose this one first because I was talking about how I seem to prefer stub nibs. This has a stub nib in it. This is the Caveco Sport. I think this is the Skyline Black. It's got the silver trim and with a 1.1 stub nib. Lucky dip. I've also realised that I've been talking for quite a while, so I'm going to try and go faster now. Maybe we'll do it another. All my little vials, my like of 1 ml samples, are all in one compartment. So I'll do a lucky dip out of there. And this is another limited edition. It's Pilot Suzuki Fukagawa Nezu. I'm pretty sure it's a blue, I think, or a grey. And actually, I'm interested. It's kind of lucky I got a Pilot Suzuki because I feel quite well-behaved inks and I just haven't been having much luck with this pen. So it'll be interesting how I feel about this. The ink feels better than some other ones. I don't know, something about the pen just feels like a bit stiff, maybe is the way to put it. And actually, just looking at this handwriting compared to Iroshizuku, compared to, I have a Lamy All-Star that's got, well, I have basically a Lamy 1.1 stub. I think maybe my handwriting's neater with that stub, but let's look at this spelling. Now, I could be misspeaking, but from memory, this ink was like a limited or special edition that you can only get from the Tokyo store. I feel like when I swatched it, it was a lighter grey. I really hope that there wasn't some residual ink in this pen. But, you know, my videos seem to be going a little bit off the rails lately, so this could be in keeping with that. While I wash this up, this is the final pen. So this is a pen that I'm actually currently trying to restore. It's a Maybe Todd Blackbird. It just says Blackbird 14 karat on there. So besides the other bits of cleaning I've done, I've also started to try tuning this nib. It looks like maybe something's been done with it before, but I have cleaned it out with brush sheets and then just done some micro mesh and mylar. I actually think it writes quite nicely. So let's, this might clash, might be interesting. Robert Oster Plum Nut. I've actually only swatched this ink. I've never written with it. So, lucky last. I actually don't know if this nib has like a nib size. It's got a bit of flex to it, so I'll decide when I get there. Oh, I like the colour though. So when I first got this pen, it was scratchy and skipping and hard starting, and it would railroad. I literally wrote maybe Tob, maybe. Oh my God. So I do feel like it's in much better nick. I'm just going to say with a flex nib. I'm hoping that I'm able to find someone who, I'll be able to buy the right sack. So I would like to use this as a working pen. From memory, this ink didn't swatch so dark, so that's kind of cool. So I thought maybe on another page. What's this here? Just quickly, I'll show you what the flex can do, where I'm at with it. Don't want to go. It's quite a juicy writer. I feel like you're getting. I don't remember how to do an X. Some pretty good little line variation there. It's my first time ever trying to restore a pen, restore a nib, so I feel like I am getting somewhere. Not the point of this video though. So there you have it. Those are 10 pens that I've chosen at random from my collection. As I said, I have quite a small collection. I only have, I think, 7 other pens. So if you ever want to see the other 7, let me know and I can do another video and we can compare them. So I'm just going to bring this up to do a really slow comparison for you. Twisbee Eco, Extra Fine with Robert Oster Midnight Sapphire, Platinum Preppy Fine, Matter, Caveco Sport Fine, BPC Juniper, Pen BBS 308 with a fine nib, Robert Oster Blue Black, Jinhao with a fine, Jinhao 82, sorry, Lamy Dark Lilac, Pens by Casey with a Yovo number 6 fine, Diamond Sunset, Moonman A1, Extra Fine nib, Yunjing Tang Tao Ji, Lamy Safari medium nib, BPC Banana Slug, Caveco Sport 1.1 stub, Pilot Iroshizuku Fukagawa Nezu, and my Maybe Todd Blackbird Flex nib, Robert Oster Plum Nut. So I'm going to try and get all of them in frame. Let's see if I bring this out a little. It's not going to work. Let's see if I do this. So, in terms of what I think looks the best, I still do think these two up here are really good contenders. I actually don't mind the flex, and I do like a stub. I do acknowledge that the ink looks great in a medium. It's hard to kind of get it all in frame here, so I might put up some photos or just head to my Instagram to see a proper photo of all of them and some close-ups. But if I have to pick number 1, I actually think the Preppy, my writing looks the best in, and that's probably the hardest one to see. Preppy in gold, Caveco in silver, and let's go I think the stub nib in 3rd for how my writing looks. In terms of the most enjoyable pens, oh, that's going to be too hard. Let's go inks. In terms of inks, favorite ink, Plum Nut, followed by Juniper, and then we'll finish it up with probably Tide. These two down there. All right, that video has ended up being longer than I intended. Hopefully I can speed it up in the editing process. Would love to know what you think. What do you think my handwriting, which pen ink combo do you think my handwriting looks best with? Favorite pen, favorite ink, let me know. And if this is something you're interested in and you want to do it as well, please do. And put up the, you know, the hashtag This Is My Handwriting, or tag me so I can watch them, because I would love to watch. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will chat to you again soon. Bye.